Welcome to your stock request for the 31st of May. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director of Fairmont Equities. Email us your requests. This is a weekly video where I analyse the share price charts of stocks as requested by you. This week we have Appen, Rural Funds Group, Mincor, Magellan Financial and Galaxy. Just also bear in mind that any advice here is general only, and we do encourage you to share this video on social media. So looking at Appen, APX, we'll move out to a weekly chart. So as you can see, for the last year or so, this has been trending quite strongly. What we're seeing recently is we're still seeing a series of higher lows. So everything's tracking quite well with this particular one. If I move to a daily chart, what I've noticed is had a nice run up here across April. Markets have come off a bit, but it looks like it's just forming a symmetrical triangle here. So it seems to be consolidating alongside the old high, which is a positive, and it's just a matter of time, in my opinion, that it breaks through resistance and continues to head higher. Okay, rural funds. Again, been trending strongly for a while. If we draw an uptrend line there, it's generally been respecting that. We had a look at this one a few weeks ago, and it was drifting back, and I mentioned that it really needed to bounce off this sort of key level here near $2, which we could see it did. So it's bounced strongly, it's forming a small flag. Looks like the shares are going to recover. There's going to be some obvious resistance up here. So I think it'll make a run for this level. And if it can breach that, it'll be looking much more positive. Mincor, very good looking chart here in terms of how it's been recovering from last year's lows. So we could see that this low here came close to the 2016 low. So basically retested that, launched off it, and then what it's done here is, I'll just zoom in, and then we could see this great sort of flat consolidation, which is very bullish as it consolidates under the old high, broke through there on volume, so this one should keep heading higher. What I'd be looking for is, I suppose, levels around this sort of 60 cent region, so that'll be our target for Mincor. Magellan Financial, this is a weekly chart, so we can see it's done really well over time. We've still got an uptrend in place. It has struggled since the market peaked there earlier in the year, but what I've also noticed is we've got this, so from the all-time high, we've got this sort of three-wave decline, and if we measure wave A and C, they're about equal in length. So it looks like we've had a consolidation that could be over. The other thing, I'll just get rid of this arrow. The other thing I've noticed is since that low in April, we've rallied for 4 weeks. So this is a weekly chart, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks up. So far we've had 3 weeks down. So in a shorter period of time, we haven't taken out this low, which is a positive. But ultimately, if we do take out that low, that will be a negative sign. So, you know, bullish price action here. It has come off, but the whole market's been coming off. By week 4, we really need to be holding on to this low. If that's the case, I think that we could be confident that this 3-wave decline should be over, and we might get a bit of a rally again in Magellan Financial to resume the uptrend. But this April low is the key one we need to keep an eye on. Okay, and finally Galaxy. I haven't liked the look of this chart for the last few months. So just to backtrack, This was the peak in January on the daily chart, and we could see a clear reversal here. So we've got this run up, a doji, which is a day of indecision, then a very negative day down. Then we've had a couple of days up where it's tried to rally, and then it's been sold off again. So that's a clear bearish sign. And then the shares have struggled. So I've noticed previously these sort of pullbacks on volume, which was not good. I think last time I looked at it was around these levels, and I was getting concerned it would breach support here, and if that was the case we might see a lot of selling. But what it's done is it did breach support, but it managed to quickly recover, so that could be a false break, which means that maybe a low's in place and maybe it's going to head higher. But clearly there's a bit of a range here for Galaxy, and it rejected off that the top end of that range a couple of days ago. So look, it's more neutral now than negative. If I want to be positive on it, I'd prefer to see it push through here. Otherwise it's going to be range bound, and obviously if it falls under here, that's going to be an issue. That's it for today. If you have a request, email it through to me, and as always, share this video on social media. The more people we have who submit requests, the more chance I have to filter down those requests to the best ones, and that benefits everybody. See you next week.